Today is Monday, January 19, 2026. We're at Mineola here on the main line. This is a rail fanner's hotspot because you have a lot of action going through here. You got trains on the Port Jefferson branch, main line, Central branch coming from the Montauk branch, and Oyster Bay branch. Oyster Bay branch comes in here at Mineola. All the changes that took place from the last few years, obviously Nassau Tower used to be right here at Main Street, and obviously not here anymore. You see a new pedestrian overpass, as well as an elevator, which actually occupies the site where Nassau Tower once was. This street used to have a grade crossing over here, which was eliminated as part of the triple track project here at Mineola. Trains on the Oyster Bay branch only access the Oyster Bay branch through the former track 1, which is now track 3. Track 1 is now the center track. We're going to be here to see quite a few trains this morning before we proceed east. All right, we're a little bit closer here. We're at the intersection here at Front Street. This area used to have a lot of grade crossings. Had the grade crossings at Willis Avenue, Roslyn Road. Roslyn Road, the grade crossing was removed, probably the first of the 3 big crossings here. Obviously, the part of the grade elimination, the grade crossing elimination project, obviously, Herrick's Road to the west of here was eliminated many, many years ago. Time now is 6:32. We're going to be watching train 1019 from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station Pass. It's coming through here at pretty much full speed. It's coming through here at 76 miles an hour. And this is an equipment train, train 4614, going from New York. Actually going from Hillside Yard to Huntington. Train 1019 is about to pass. Headlights are coming into view. And 1019 going through here on track 1, whereas 4614 came through here on track 3. All right, time now is 6:34. We just heard the horns of train 505 from Oyster Bay to Penn Station. DM30AC, 504 the leader, 522 and 5. 504, one of the DM30ACs with the K5 LLA, and that was a pretty good sounding K5 LLA in its best. That train will be coming through here shortly, as it should, getting to the East Wollaston station, which is about a mile or so away, or 5 minutes away from here. And just before train 505 arrives, we have train 2010 from Grand Central to Ronkonkoma here. All right, time now 6:38. We're watching train 2501 come through here. We also have train 5. This train usually operates via the Montauk branch. Today it's running via the main line. Is train 2501's coming through here on 3, and train 5 coming through here on 1. Again, train 5 normally does not operate on the main line, but today it is. We got a little bit of a surprise. Good old DM30AC, 518 a liter, 505 on the rear with 5 cars. And it looks like we got a couple people on a mad dash for 2501 here. 2501 actually originates in Ronkonkoma Yard. And it originates for revenue move out of Hicksville. And it's an all local to Penn Station. All right, just behind, time now 6:40, right behind train 2501 will be train 505. Oyster Bay to Penn Station. That's going to be coming in on track 3 off of Oyster Bay 1. Okay, it just came down at Willis Avenue. And he's now making the move as he had a stop signal at Nassau Interlocking. DM30AC, 504 the leader, 505 on the rear with, 522 on the rear with 5 cars. And DM30AC, 522 on the rear. 22 is actually out of service for quite a while, just recently came back into service. There was another Penn Station bound train. This is 1513 from Huntington to Penn Station. Passing 505. Time now 6:44. Train 2015 from Ronkonkoma to Grand Central about to pass. We're going to be watching also train 1510 from Penn Station to Huntington come through here shortly.
Huntington will depart in 6 minutes on track 2.
And here comes 2015 on 1. All right, where we're standing over here, this used to be where Nassau Tower once stood. This is now the new, part of the new pedestrian overpass, the east end of Mineola station when this station got rebuilt to accommodate the 3rd track. Basically, right where Main Street is where, right in this actual area over here, this space is where the tower once stood. Now, this is part of the platform shelter here at Mineola. It's now 6:49. We're going to be watching train 1510 for Huntington arrive. This is coming over Herrick's Road now.
D649.
So you have an M9 on this one, it looks like.
In 1 minute on track 2.
And we have 91.94 the leader with 12 cars on this one.
This station is Mineola. This is the train to Huntington. The next station is Charles Lake.
This is a local train to Huntington here. So make all stops to Huntington, Carl Place, Westbury, Hicksville, Syosset, Cold Spring Harbor, and Huntington here. And 91.85 on the rear. And this is train 1915, Ronkonkoma Penn Station. Right, 10 now 6:54. We just saw train 1915 from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station. We're now seeing train 1912, Penn Station, Ronkonkoma, making its arrival. Yep, another M9 set led by 9118. This one is 10 cars on this one. Last train we saw was train 1514 to Huntington, which had an M9 set with 12 cars. And again, we're watching this M9 set coming in to Ronkonkoma now arriving. We're going to have a train that's going to be a westbound train that's going to be departing out of track 2 shortly.
This station is Mineola. The next station is Hicksville.
D649. Train to Long Island City will now depart from track 2.
All right, so we got a westbound train going to Long Island City. That should be train 35. 9067 is on the rear of this set. It should be coming back later as train 1031. Here at 10 now 657. We're going to be watching train 1613 from Huntington to Grand Central. Train 35 today running via the main line. This one's going to be coming on to number 2 here. 613 will be coming on number 1. Will be coming through here on track 1.
Train to Long Island City will depart in 3 minutes on track 2.
And it's one of the rare trains from the Montauk branch that arrives here.
Train to Long Island City will depart in 1
Coming on track 3 is train 508. Jamaica to Oyster Bay.
The 649 train to Long Island City will now depart from track 2.
1613 will be coming through here. It's passing by. Train 35, which normally will go on track 1. It's running behind schedule. Will be coming in on track 2 instead because of train 508 coming in on track 3.
The 649
What you see in the background now, train 508 now arriving.
depart from track 2.
We're actually watching train 35 make its arrival here. As he's switching over to 2 here at Nassau. Here comes train 508. And train 35. 5011 is the leader. And D30AC 418 on the rear. Train 35. D30AC 420 is leading train 508 to Oyster Bay. And C3 cab car 5012. This is a 3-car set. And as train 508 goes through, we're going to be seeing train 1613 from Huntington. And right behind that is train 613 from Port Jet to Penn Station. And 613's coming through here at a pretty good clip. And here comes 613 along with 1613. 613 is an 8-car set. The DM30AC 515 the leader. 514 on the rear with 8 cars. And here comes 613 now. DM30AC 514 on the rear. And here comes 1613, 9195 the leader, with 10 cars. 9174 on the rear. All right, just before we depart here, we're going to be watching
The 705
Train
to
507
Jamaica will depart in 3 minutes on track 3.
going from Oyster Bay to Jamaica only. C3 cab car 5007 leading, DE30 AC 415 on the rear. Gates just went down at Willis Avenue.
The 705 train tap when boarding.
Train 507 coming around the curve. DE30 AC 415 on the rear. All right, as we're walking towards the track 3 platform here, just encountered my buddy Joe, who's on the, he just was on the first car of train 507. Joe Strapper, one of my good buddies. We're going to be watching 4904 if we could get to the platform in time. 4904 should have an M3 set going to Ronkonkoma that will turn around for 1925. 4904 is coming this way. 9890 is the leader with 10 cars. This is going through Maryland Avenue right now. And here comes train 4904 coming from the west. I know the westbound coming through. And 4904 is being obscured by this train. We'll be seeing this train coming through as 1925. As here comes train 4904 in the background with this M3 set. Time out 7:17. C3 cab car 5021 leading, DE30 AC 400 on the rear. And this is train 615, Port Jefferson to Long Island City. Today is Martin Luther King Day, so there will be some extra trains but substitute bus service on the Port Jefferson branch, and that will be tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. And this is another interesting spot right here. If you want to stay indoors. This would have kind of given the perspective of when you were in Nassau Tower, even though Nassau Tower would have been a little bit closer. It would have once occupied where the current track 2 is. Configuration from right to left is main line 2, main line 1, main line 3, Oyster Bay 2, and Oyster Bay 1. Another Penn Station bound train at 7:22 just passing by. And that should have been train 1917 from Ronkonkoma Penn Station. At 10 now, 7:23, you're going to be watching train 1610 coming into view here from Grand Central to Huntington, making its stop here. All right, take a look at the grade crossing plank, which once was part of the Main Street crossing. This plank is actually used for access by construction vehicles here. This is an actual access gate to get in. At 1610 now rise, we also have Huntington to Grand Central bound 1617. (1617) bypasses Mineola, whereas 1610 does not. All right, you see we're a little further west, or quite further west. We're on the Port Washington branch here in Douglaston. Train that just went by was train 321, which runs to Penn Station from Port Washington. This is an express train running to Penn Station. This train makes stops up to Great Neck, and then runs west to Penn Station from that point. Stops at Bayside as well, and then up to Bayside Penn Station. Train we're going to be seeing here will be train 325 with an M3 set 10 cars. This equipment went out as train 3308 with 10 cars, 9804 leading on the east end. Unsure on what's on the west end. This equipment was train 1604 to Huntington, came back as train 1511, 3308, which is the equipment move. And we'll be train 325 as we see a Southwest jet coming out of LaGuardia. Unsure where this one's going to. Looks like we have a 700 in view. Looks like all the planes are coming out of runway 13 at LaGuardia. This is actually Southwest flight 1309 coming from Atlanta to LaGuardia, November 494, Whiskey November. One of the older jets built in 2004 for Southwest. Appears this plane will be coming into runway 22 for landing. We're going to be seeing train 1416 from Grand Central to Great Neck. Equipment is running with an M7 set today. 8 cars. Led by 7664. Train that we're going to be seeing will be train 325 from Port Washington to Penn Station. Some 3 set will be coming through here roughly about 8:40. Time now is 8:11. We're watching in the background coming around the curve train 1416. Appears that the rear pair is dead. Sounds like the traction motors are not working on the rear pair. Time now is 8:22. We're going to be seeing train 1323 from Great Neck to Penn Station. It's running with a 12-car set today. Running with 7113 on the lead. Right behind that one will be train 423 to Grand Central with 10 cars led by 7081. So we have 2 M7s. Afterwards, we will see train 325 to Penn Station from Port Washington. Train will bypass Little Neck, which is the next station to the east. This station at Douglaston. Stopping at Bayside, then Penn Station. 423 will stop here as well, as here comes train 1323 now. third build pair is in this set, 7005, 7006. And just taking a look at the radar, 325 does not stop after Great Neck. This is a direct run to Penn Station with no stops after Great Neck. All right, time now is 8:27. We're going to be seeing the arrival of train 423 as it's just leaving Little Neck now. Arriving at Little Neck. After Little Neck, it will be coming through at arriving here at Douglaston and then making Woodside and Grand Central its next and final stops. All right, time now is 8:29, and we're going to be seeing train 423 arrive here. Back then, the choices were slim to none for getting a train to Grand Central until East Side Access opened up in 2023. Your only option going to the west was Penn Station. Now the Port Washington branch actually now has two choices of terminals to go to. All right, we're looking to the east here. Very cold day here. Some wind, it's causing it to get very cold here, obviously. We're going to be watching 325 come through here shortly. It's going through Great Neck now. 9865 is the leader on the west end of the set with 10 cars. This equipment will be going into Penn Station and then reversing direction to West Side Yard. This train will be bypassing here at Little Neck. Once he bypasses here, he's going to bypass and go all the way to Penn Station from Great Neck, no stops. 325 is one of the crowded trains. Again, usually relying on the M3s for the most part. To the east of here is the Little Neck station. Which is the only station, or the only area that's got a grade crossing on the Port Washington branch, as Little Neck Parkway is the only crossing on the Port Washington branch at that point. We're in the borough of Queens here. This train's gonna come pretty quick. Trains on this branch don't go as fast as the trains on the main line because of the curves here. And time now is 8:42, and here comes train 325 with the M3 set, led by 9865. Ninety-eight 66, 9831, 9832, 9807, 9808, 9879, 9880, 9803, 9804. And this is train 325, Port Washington to Penn Station. We're at the New South Road crossing here just east of Hicksville on the main line. We're going to be watching, as we just saw, train 1916 go by with a 12 car M9 set. We're going to be seeing train 1925 bypass shortly. It's got an M3 set led by 9885. The set was actually a 12 car set prior. It's train 1072 had the 9830. Actually, it wasn't the 9830, excuse me. Had the 9836 on it. The set was taken off, the pair was taken off of this set. 9890 is now the East End pair, as the set got downgraded to 10 cars as the Eastern pair got taken off at Ronkonkoma Yard. We're going to be seeing this one shortly. Train will depart Bethpage at 9:26. Afterwards, it will be pretty much going west to Hicksville. This is a local to Penn Station. All right, we're taking a look here at the main line here, right at the New South Road crossing here, just to the east. Next crossing to the east of here is the South Oyster Bay Road crossing. Train 1925 is arriving at Bethpage now, right on time, just after train 1916 went by. See this train coming through here, pretty good clip. Pretty bright over here with the sunlight. Pretty good winter scene. As the winter scene with all the snow on the ground that came through yesterday, we had about a 2 to 4 inch snowfall. Looks like we have about 2 to 3 inches over here in the vicinity of Hicksville and Bethpage. It is bitterly cold over here. It feels like it's definitely below freezing over here at this point. And 1925 is just a part of Bethpage now. And 9885 is the leader with this set. 10 cars. 9890 on the east end. And here he comes. And this is train 1925 around Conklin to Penn Station. And you're watching train 1925 going through the outskirts of Divide Interlocking.